Hey there, Alex here. The OnePlus 5T is largely the same phone as the OnePlus 5, so I'll make this quick. First of all, the main thing is of course that display. It is now an 18:9 AMOLED screen and catches up to the trend of phones with less bezels, which also caused a few other changes like the removal of the capacitive buttons, the move of the fingerprint sensor to the rear, and an ever so slightly bigger physical size. That fingerprint sensor is thankfully in a good position and just as quick as before. The alert slider is still here, and don't worry, the headphone jack is still here too. Back to the front. The display is actually a significant improvement over the OnePlus 5, not just because it's longer. You get better outdoor visibility, the colors looks really nice, and you no longer get that jelly effect while scrolling. It is still full HD, but unless you're using the phone an inch away from your face, it's good looking enough. Sadly, good looking enough seems to be OnePlus' approach to camera quality too. I don't mean that it's a bad camera. The main camera is actually pretty good in pretty much most lighting conditions. Nice colors, good dynamic range, and great auto exposure. Sadly, the image processing is just a bit too over the top for my liking, to the point of losing some finer details. But as long as you don't pixel peep, it's still pretty good. The usual telephoto lens has been replaced with a normal 20MP camera that only activates in dimmer lighting conditions. It uses pixel beading, which combines 4 pixels into one to form a supposedly better looking image. For the most part, I do see less noise, but the image processing is really aggressive. Other than in extremely dim conditions, you'll probably still get better images from a phone like the Google Pixel 2. If I were to guess, they just wanted to keep the dual camera setup no matter what. But because of the taller display taking up more component space, they couldn't fit in the same telephoto sensor, which is normally a little thicker. Anyway, the front camera seems to be more or less the same too, with a heavier image processing than I would have normally liked. But overall, I do see some improvements in image quality in low light, but those are probably due to software improvements. For the still relatively competitive price of the phone, it's a small price to pay, or I should say not pay. Now we move on to the really good stuff, things that I think makes the OnePlus 5T stand out. Like the OnePlus 5, it's the same spec sheet here. Same processor, storage options, and battery size. Everything is just insanely fast on this phone, and you have that monstrous 8GB of RAM that allows for tons of apps to be put on standby. The battery life is also just as good as before, lasting me a full day of use easily, even with some extended gaming sessions thrown in. For those who need a little more juiced, dash charging is still one of the best fast charge solutions around. A 30 minutes charge got me from 0% to close to 60%. Then we move on to Oxygen OS, which I think is one of the best Android experiences around. It has that stock-ish Android look, but it's also packed with quite a lot of customizations and features, and a lot of them are actually useful. From the minor cosmetic changes like using a dark theme and accent colors, to features like reading mode, long pressing the fingerprint sensor to take a picture, or taking long screenshots. The ability to swipe down anywhere on the home screen to get to notification center is really useful for a taller screen too. This time round, we also get a new feature that can duplicate apps. So if you're using dual SIM on the phone, this will let you run 2 WhatsApp accounts at the same time. The phone also supports a new face unlock feature which actually works really well as long as there's enough light around. It's just using the front-facing camera, so it's not as secure as Apple's Face ID, so you can't use it for things like mobile payments or banking apps. But if you're not as paranoid as I am, it just might be worth trading a bit of security for that almost instantaneous unlocking experience. There are maybe 2 concerns that I have. The first is regarding the software update situation, which isn't as good as the Google Pixel lineup. Launching a new phone with Android Nougat at this point isn't a great sign. The second concern is a little more serious, and that's regarding OnePlus data collection. They did address the issue head-on and said they'll be better moving forward, so I'm inclined to cut them some slack. Overall, I still really enjoy using Oxygen OS. It strikes a nice balance between the really bare-boned stock Android and those heavily customized skin from other manufacturers. And that's kind of it, just a handful of changes here and there compared to the OnePlus 5. And most of them are for the better. So even though the price is a little higher, I think just the upgrade in display alone makes it worth it. It still has a bit of room for improvements like water resistance, better cameras or stereo speakers, but you do have to consider that this is still significantly cheaper than other flagship devices, especially when compared to phones like the Galaxy Note 8 and iPhone 10. So if you're looking around for a no-frills smartphone with great performance and don't want to spend too much, the OnePlus 5T is an easy recommendation. Thanks for watching my review of the OnePlus 5T. If you liked it, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, and see you guys on the next one.